Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thank you for popping by. I'm Katie and I'm trying out something new, obviously. So I went to my local town and there's a franchise that sells art stuff called The Works, and it's not your high-end art stuff by any means, but you can drop on the odd thing. And I noticed they had coloured pencils that were erasable. And I'm like, I'm doing that. Now, I know you've got is it the Prismacolor colour erase ones? And you've got the Staedtler Norris erasable ones. Well, they're a bit hard to get hold of, or maybe they're a bit on the expensive side. I mean, for a whole pack of 16, it was £2. So I thought, I'm going to try these. It's got to be done. So here I am. Now, you've seen the swatches. They're pretty vibrant but not that pigmented. You've really got to push down, and the lead is really soft. It does erase, but not amazingly, but compared to the Staedtler Norris, there's not that much in it. The Staedtler Norris does have a harder lead though, so I'm not having to sharpen it all the time. But for £2 they're okay. Will I use them again? Maybe. I've packed them away now, but if I come across them again, I might do. Who knows? Now, let's talk about the drawing. So, it's been a while since I've done a dragon, and I really wanted to paint a Halloween-themed dragon. Unfortunately, Inktober took over, and I didn't mean that to rhyme. But I was left really low on time to get things done. As I'm sure some of you are aware, I've just had a puppy, so everything's chaos. Having 5 minutes to just be able to sneak out either to my big studio or sneak off upstairs to crack on with any art venture has been quite impossible. And he cannot sit in the studio room with me because he's eating everything at the moment. But he is quite a wonderful little creature, and yes, I love my dog. I do. But I shall try and not make this about the dog. So, as a nice compromise, I thought I would do a fall autumn based drawing instead. And to colour this in, I used October's UPCRATE contents because them marker pens were amazing. So I think I'm going to put this in the unboxing playlist I've got on there, because I am using the majority of UPCRATE stuff, and I do kind of like to use materials after the prompts you get. I do find with Scrawlerbox sometimes I can, but more often than not I can't, because they're either a bit too weird or there's not enough materials to play with. Who knows? Although incidentally, the paper I'm drawing on was from October's Scrawlerbox, and that was the Canson wallpaper, and I must admit I quite like that. That's pretty good stuff. Nothing does come through on the other side. I'm pretty impressed. I'm not a huge fan of marker paper as a rule of thumb because it's too thin, and I don't know, I just don't like it. It kind of reminds me, actually, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here, but why not? It kind of reminds me when I was at school, and for certain classes we didn't have exercise books to write in. We'd get given a sheet of A4 lined paper, and we'd get given one sheet at a time. And the majority of us used ballpoint pens, and if we were using a fountain pen to write with, and don't be under any illusion I went to some fancy school, it was just, you know, if you wanted a fountain pen you used one, otherwise you'd just use a good old Bic crystal. But the worst thing ever was writing on this thin sheet of paper with this hard surface underneath. My handwriting's not great anyway, but that did it no favours. And I think, 20 years later, that's kind of a hang-up that's stuck with me. But I think I may have digressed a little here. The marker paper's quite nice and thick. I still prefer to draw on Bristol board. However, I reckon this Canson stuff, like most Canson paper I've used, can take a beating. I'd really like to hear if you'd got some weird dislikes about school, and I don't mean anything social, and I don't mean disliking any teachers. Maybe I might actually have to do a video chatting about stuff like that, because we've all got stories, right? Drop in the comments if you had any stationery crises yourself at school. Anyway, let's get back to the dragon. So, I've got him with his eyes closed. I'm not suggesting he's hibernating, but autumn is very much a time of year where everything winds down, either to hibernate or just to sort of slow down and prepare for the oncoming winter. And of course, the thing with autumn is you have those amazing colours everywhere. I cannot tell you how gorgeous the leaves are coming off the trees at the moment. It's just fantastic. Here in the UK, this year's autumn has been a complete and utter washout. It's not been great, and since as we've just started walking the dog in it, I'm experiencing firsthand just how rubbish the weather is. However, I kind of still like being out in it. I kind of think the rain on the leaves makes everything smell nice. I'm sure there's a word for that. I heard that on the radio today and I cannot think for the life of me. If any of you guys know what that smell is, around rain, before rain, or just after it, let me know, because it's a really weird word and I can't think just yet what it was. Anyway, back to the leaves. Instead of giving him wings, I thought I'd just give him some wings made out of leaves. I'm not sure if I said that right. I'm not even going to check. He's got leaves for wings. I thought that'd be quite nice, and his eyes are closed. He's just chilled. If I was going to give this guy a special ability as such, he doesn't breathe fire, he breathes autumn, and he just breathes his breath on all of the trees, and that turns them into the colours you see before they drop off. And then when his work's done, he might hibernate. I'll leave that up to you. So heading back to those pencils, they're alright, they're £2. Would I buy them because they can be erased? No, probably not. They're alright for colouring pencils, they're alright to practice with. If you press very lightly you can erase them, but you can kind of do that with any coloured pencil. I use a specific colour eraser, what a mouthful, and when I use Derwent, Prismacolor, what's the other one, Polychromos, they erase better and they aren't even meant to be, so make of that what you will. I know I've gone off subject here, but I added an outline around my dragon using the Sakura Micron Pigment. Gosh, I can't get my words out today. This is the second time I've recorded this. You should have heard the first one. And to add the highlights, I used the Hybrid Gel Grip Pentel white pen that came in the UPCRATE, and that is brilliant. I might have to purchase another one when that inevitably dies. I wanted to add a bit of a soft background, but I went around the outside of my character with the gel pen just to make it pop out a bit more. I just didn't want to focus too much on a background because these things take forever and I don't quite have forever at the moment. Hopefully I will do soon. I've just got a few other art commitments on at the moment which I need to focus on, but I will try and get a couple of videos out each week on the usual days. Anyway, let me know in the comments if art brings out memories for you like it had for me, even if it is about rubbish paper at school. Because art's important, don't you think? I don't know. Now I'm going all philosophical. Anyway, I want to say a huge thank you for watching if you've made it this far. And it was really nice to actually be able to draw something from scratch rather than have it pre-drawn. I might try and do that a little bit more, but you have to understand that takes a lot more time. But I will try and fit a few more in. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you've enjoyed this. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. And I will see you on the next video. Take care, guys. Looking forward to hearing from you. Bye.